Hi everyone, Joseph here. Today we're talking contouring, we're talking highlighting, we're talking creating dark shadows on our face to make our features more chiseled, more sculpted. And stay tuned towards the end of this tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to make this, which is, oh, it smells gorgeous, which is my very own DIY contouring balm. Oh, it was made with cocoa, guys. Can I say anything else? Beautiful. So typically highlighting and contouring, which is the dark part. So the highlighting is the light white part, contouring is the dark shadow enhancing. Typically highlighting, or highlighters in fact, they're basically white or ivory sort of color. And they tend to have sparkle or a shimmer to them because they are trying to highlight a certain area. And what you would do with your highlighter is you would apply it, as I said, on your cheekbones, the very, very tops of your cheekbones. Here, this is a good area to highlight. The nose, and, well, that's it really. You could even do the brow bone of your eyebrows. I've used mascara on my eyebrows today. I don't know whether you beautiful ones at home can tell. That's another beauty hack. I'll do a whole video on mascara, also known as mascaro, which they used to use in Victorian times to darken eyebrows, darken beards. You're getting off the beaten track, Joseph. Get on topic now. But these two smell gorgeous. They are utterly cruelty-free. There are no animal products or chemicals in these. All this is pure cocoa and a few other bits and bobs I've added to make the balm. It works like a dream. It really does contour really, really well. Because when you're trying to contour, as I say, you're trying to create a shadow. And I don't know whether you can see, if I come back here a little bit. No, the light's too good in here. But there you are. Can you see the shadow there? It's sort of a grey sort of colour, isn't it? Down here I'm talking. And what we're trying to do, beautiful ones, is to recreate that and then emphasise that. So basically we're trying to get as near as damaged to the exact colour of the shadow as possible. So contouring balms or sticks or powders or creams, whatever, they come in a whole variety of formulations. They tend to be more greys, more browns. They are very, very matte formulas as well, because obviously you don't want them shimmering, because shimmer would bring them to the attention of the eye, they'd bring them forwards, whereas we're trying to recede them and push them back into the background. Whereas the highlighting, it's trying to bring stuff to the foreground. So I think without any further ado, I'm going to put some of this one on. Now, should I use the pure cocoa one or chocolate orange? Who knows? Right, let's just get a brush. This is just to demonstrate how effective this formula is. So what I'm going to do is just get my brush and it's soft enough to load your brush up. So can you see? Over there so you guys can see at home. Put him over there where it's going to go everywhere. You all know how clumsy I am. So what I'm going to do is try to contour this area of my forehead. And what that will do is that will push back that dark area, and then I'll put some highlighter here, which will then obviously bring that area forward. So this is wonderful. It just goes on like a dream. It is buildable as well, beautiful ones. So, and also if you want a darker shadow, just add more cocoa powder at the how-to stage. So I've applied that with a brush. Now I'm just finger blending. If I come back here a little bit, I don't know if you can see that or not. So let's put a little bit more on. I think I might use the chocolate orange one. Why not? This one's a little bit softer because I used a little bit more oil. Ah, that's it. Look at how dark and strong that colour is. And then just finger blend with your fingers, go up into the hairline, and then with your other fingers just blend around the edges. And can you see that that has actually created shadow on my face? Put your glasses on, Joseph. Yeah, it's added like a bit of shadow. So what people tend to do is they do the cheekbones too. Because I've got hair on my face, this is going to be a little bit difficult, but there we are. There, can you see that? So perhaps I should have just done that area first without mucking around with my bloody forehead and just done my cheekbone. But I think you guys can see how effective this formulation is. Put a little bit more on. So what I do is I start back here and then I move, drag it forwards. It's all getting stuck in my hair. I'm not shaving though, not for anyone. I love you all at home, but not that much, guys. He says. Right. And then the whole idea behind this is that that's now receded. Can you see it's added like a sort of like a chiseled effect to my cheek. And now what I'm going to do is put some of the DIY highlighter, which I made last week. There's a whole tutorial on this. I'll link that in the description. So I'm just going to get a little bit off the lid and apply it right above the contour. Oh dear, that's way too much. He's just slavering it on his face. Oh dear God, it's far too much. But you get the idea anyway, guys. Obviously don't do as much as I've just done, but should I put some more contour on? This is just demonstration purposes, guys, just to show you how effective this formula actually is when it comes to defining the face. There, I think that's amazing. And we've made that ourselves, guys. I mean, obviously, as I say, don't put as much white as I've gone and done on my face because you might live to regret it. In fact, you probably will live to regret it. So, got something in my eye. Sorry, just an itchy eye. Right, I'm going to do the sides of my nose. So what I'm doing this time is I'm just going to stipple the brush into the contour balm. And then I'm going to wipe it off on the back of my hand, because we don't want so much product on our brushes. And then just do a line down here, a line down here. And what some people do is Marilyn Monroe used to do this, used to do a line across there. And what that does is that creates sort of like a button nose sort of effect. And then just finger blend in. Obviously, I'm not a makeup artist, so this is all looking incredibly amateurish, but it's just to demonstrate how effective this formulation is, guys. It is gorgeous. There's nothing nasty in there at all. No chemicals, no nothing. All it is cocoa powder, organic cocoa powder, or Tesco's or supermarket cocoa powder. I use quite a cheap one, actually. This is £2.50 from Tesco. Cocoa powder. And cocoa powder does something. When it gets wet, it goes much, much darker and far more malleable and far more pliable, so we can play with it. But without any further ado, I'll show you how to make this balm and then we'll meet on the other side. See you in a minute. Right, beautiful ones. This is how to make the chocolate orange contouring balm. So you need cocoa powder from a supermarket. You'll also need white beeswax pellets. I got those from eBay. I'll link all of this into the description. You'll need oil. This is almond oil. You can use any vegetable oil. If you want a more matte finish, use a liquid silicone like Cyclomethicone. Clean spoon, clean bowl, piece of kitchen roll just to wipe your spoon down with. And you can also use orange essential oil if you want to add the orange scent to the chocolate balm. So if you just want a plain balm, that's fine too. So into the bowl, I'm adding half a tablespoon of white beeswax pellets. These form the backbone of the formula and they make the balm. So into the beeswax pellets, I'm adding 2 tablespoonfuls of oil. This formula is beautiful, guys. There's nothing nasty in this at all, no chemicals, nothing artificial. And it certainly hasn't been tested on animals, not by me. So into the formula, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of cocoa powder. This gives the formulation the beautiful colour. If you find the colour a little bit too brown, I would add a little bit of grey eyeshadow. Just scrape the eyeshadow in at this stage and it will all melt into the formula, or black. It's entirely up to you, beautiful ones. So this lot needs to go in the microwave in a minute for possibly around 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes until all the pellets have melted. Here we are, straight back from the microwave. As you can see, it's all now in molten form. The bowl is really, really hot. He says, scalding his fingers. Just give that a little stir. You won't have to stir this once it starts to cool down. You just leave it to set. And the next stage, this stage is optional, guys. You can transform the chocolate balm into a chocolate orange balm by adding 3 drops of orange essential oil, which is what I did. Just tap the bottom of the bottle 3 times to get 3 drops. And if you want a less strong smell, just tap it once. Medium smell twice, stronger smell 3 times. Give that a quick stir and then leave that to cool. You don't have to keep stirring it. Here we are. This is about half an hour to an hour in after leaving it to cool. It's still formula, it still hasn't cooled 100%, but as it does cool, it will harden. And as you can see, that looks gorgeous. And this will really sculpt your face. And it's a beautifully effective formula and really cheap to make too. So guys, I've just done the whole half of this face. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on using my fingers to see if that's any better. Oh yeah, oh that works wonderfully. Wow, look at that. And builded up beautiful ones as well. I mean, because it's so cheap, you can afford to be generous with it, I suppose. He says, slathering on his face. So you can see this, if you look at my face now, this side looks more sculpted, doesn't it? I'm going to put some more on my temple area up here. Don't get carried away with it, Joseph. The trick with contouring is that less is more. You don't want to look like you've got anything on your face at all. And this is quite a shiny formula. And as you heard me say before, ideally for a contour to work well, it needs to be matte. So what you could do is you could substitute the oil for something like a liquid silicone, something like Cyclomethicone. They are available on eBay. You can buy them online very, very simply, guys, and easily. But yeah, I think that's incredible. Look at that. And that will last you all day, possibly, especially if you use cyclomethicone as opposed to oil. But I think that's incredible. Obviously, I don't contour myself, but I know a lot of people do and how popular it is at the moment. So that's our DIY contouring balm, which is edible. Obviously, as I said before, please don't scoff loads of this, guys. You'll possibly be sick and I'll get into loads of trouble, but that's a disclaimer. Don't eat it. Right. So if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and I'll endeavour to answer. And as always, please do subscribe, beautiful ones, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely week. Take care. Bye.